I'm a clean man. I'm a clean boy, and I pride myself on being the cleanest kid in school. How many times do you wash your hands a day? You know? So, okay, so at the time of the incident, I was washing my hands about maybe 80 to 90 times a day, which is pretty average if you'd ask me. And I'm a soap fanatic. I love all kinds of soap. I love the fruit flavored ones, the dish soaps. Sometimes I'll even use dish soap as shampoo. It's just fun. The world of soap. And so with that much hand washing, and I was doing it daily. So you guys, you got to understand that when you're washing your hands that much, you don't have time for anything else. I would check my big watch and it would say, oh, it's 4:20 p.m. and I got to get to class. And I would rush out of the bathroom and, I'd be late to class all the time because I'd have to stop and dry my hands every time I'd wash my hands. So the issue was I was spending too much time drying my hands. It all started when I walked into the bathroom and was washing my hands just like every other day. I've got two pumps. I go for it, pump, 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 and then I stick my hands in that wet, warm water. You know that sensation you get when you've just got the cleanest hands? I didn't want to leave it. I didn't want to let go. I didn't want to go about my day without that sensation of having clean hands. So I decided I'm going to stop drying my hands. They'll be clean throughout the day. Who cares if there's so much soap on my hands that I can't grab anything, that it slips out? You know what? I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I looked over at that towel rack and I said, no more. I'm going to go out with clean hands. So you know what? What does anyone do when they accomplish something new? The birth of a boy, the birth of a son, a baseball game, a new watch. What do? You go out and you crack a beer, am I right? You don't say, I was like, you want to do a beer? I said, yeah. And so I went to the fridge, that was the first thing I did with my wet hands. It was also my first mistake. I went straight to my fridge, and I always keep my fridge stocked with the most outrageous beer, the Three Steves Personal Brew, Toki Roastiffs, Dimple Stiff, all of the best flavors out there. And I couldn't decide, but I landed my finger on a beer that I thought I would enjoy that day. I grabbed that beer and I was so ready to drink it. That cool sensation on a hot summer day, I tell you, there's nothing like it. My hands were still wet. This is a key part of the story. I got that beer and I just went for it. I cracked it open. You know the sound. I raised it up. I was about to enjoy the most amazing, freshest beer that my fridge had to offer. And then disaster struck. Sorry, it's hard. I dropped the beer. And it fell on the floor. Okay. We just redid our floors, and I don't think there was any dents. I think it was a light beer. And a lot of it spilled. It's a very wet day in my life, one of the wettest. I didn't know it was going to slip out of my hands like that. I didn't know having wet hands would cause something like that to happen. Then I got mad. I stormed out of that kitchen so fast. I said, I need some fresh air. Get me outside of this place. I was so angry, I tell you what. You've had these defining moments in your life. We all have. I got outside and I just couldn't get enough fresh air. Clean, smooth, fresh air. No inhabitants, no inhibitants. Nothing between me and my air. can't smoke. I don't smoke in real life, so you can't. You're portraying me, so you can't smoke.
No, I know, but I was just thought it really captured the emotion. Like, you just dropped your favorite beer, you had a long day, like,
That's
frustrating.
That's a
like,
fair artistical assumption, but I'm the director here, and I'm paying a lot of money for this camera time, and I'm paying your salary, honestly, and that's what's frustrating the most.
Okay, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to put it out? Or what do you want me to do?
I had some time to think because I didn't have time to drink. And then out of the corner of my eye, someone had placed a towel on my front porch. Maybe it was my brother swimming, leaving his towel on the front porch to dry. Maybe it was a good Samaritan. Maybe it was placed there by an angel. That's not for me to decide. That's for you, the viewer, to decide. But I grabbed that towel, and one bubble at a time, I started drying. I started drying my hands. For the first time that day, I started drying my hands. I cannot tell you the freedom that I experienced when I washed my hands. It was almost as like I had new hands again, you know? Like, thank goodness I wasn't wearing my expensive watch. The water would have ruined it. But now I don't have to worry about water ruining my watch because my hands will be dry. I dry my hands so often now, they call me Kyle Dry Hands, you know? I've got my towel with me everywhere I go. Life is a new day, and this new day is for life. I keep my fridge stocked with all sorts of beer. I like, the Green Rabbit. I like Toasty Roastif's personal. Stop it. Oh,
You want me to put it out?
This is a family neighborhood, and there's children in my house.
Like that one right there.
I decided to stop washing my hands April 20th of this year. And it hasn't even been April yet.